Hello everybody and welcome back to Chapter 3 of Space Hulk Deathwing. This may again be like Chapter 2, split into two separate videos. It does depend on how long the chapter is. I like how they have intermission moments in between. So it isn't just, you're not just hammering your head against a brick wall, especially if you're playing on harder difficulties, you would have natural stopping points. Some comments on the armour is absolutely gorgeous for all of the members of this, especially on Barakiel. I do like how Barakiel, if you notice, he has a silver arm. That's not a bionic, even though most Space Marines with power fists that aren't in Terminator armour, they're actually bionics. They're not designed to they're actually not designed to be able to carry it without a bionic, so most of them replace a lost limb with a power fist. It's why you often see it on sergeants. Also, it's a little slide trick some people in the tabletop game use, where they give someone bionics, they say that the power fist counts as bionics. In a lot of stores they'll let you get away with that. But Barakiel has a silver arm because he's a member of the Death Watch. Another game that will be coming to this channel is Death Watch. It is a mobile import, so don't expect too much from it, but it is a lot of fun. Like, it is really a lot of fun, and the models in that, like the models in this, are gorgeous. I like how these indie developers are spending a lot of time customizing armor.
From the chapter should be. It seems to originate from the cluster of ships we believe may contain an ancient Dark Angel's vessel.
Okay, this looks like a lot of close quarters, but it also looks like there's... yeah. This is a lot of close quarters, but it does also look like there's a lot of open areas. So, whilst we're deploying, we won't be using... we did unlock the Heavy Flamer and the Lightning Claws. We won't be using the Lightning Claws. Why? Because they're Lightning Claws. I also know people have noticed that we've got the Lost Mace of Corswain. We won't be using that. Reason we won't be using that literally is because the power fist, I find, is a lot better, especially at these close ranges. Whilst the Lost Mace of Corswain is a bit more speedy, doesn't have as big an explosion radius, isn't as much anti-armor, and doesn't do enough damage compared to the power fist. The only benefit you really get is literally it hits quicker. I'm also spreading out my furrow points in between missions. Maybe it's the Fallen. You might have seen some videos online regarding the Dark Angels, especially if you've been looking into the lore, where people say that the Dark Angels are actually traitors. The Fallen are a secret of the Dark Angels. During the war against Horus, again, I'm getting deep lore here if you're not a big... I mean, just look at the detailing on that gun alone. If you're not a big 40k fan, you might not know what I'm on about, but the Dark Angels were one of the first founding legions, and there were originally 20 legions. 2, we don't know who they are, mainly because Games Workshop left that so people could customise their armies. But half of the legions fought for Horus, and half of the legions fought for the Emperor. Horus got corrupted by chaos, and he tricked a load of legions into fighting, but during the fighting, it wasn't a clean cut. Like, you had World Eaters fighting for the Emperor, you had Word Bearers fighting for the Emperor, even though they were one of the main legions that everyone turned. The vast majority of them actually turned. Oh, that looks like an active engine. Oh no. That's the Norn fleet. Again, 40k lore here. The Norn fleet is the Black Fleet, the fleet that picks up psychers from across the universe and either condemns them to be sacrificed to keep the Emperor alive, or to serve as battle psychers in the Emperor's armies, or as astropaths, or not as navigators, as battle psychers. Black ships don't actually tend to go to Space Marine worlds, because Space Marines are generally tasked with finding the psychers, and psychers are prevalent in a galaxy of quintillions. in large numbers on planets, you'd be lucky to maybe find 3 every generation. And if you did have 3 every generation, the Inquisition might come and knock you. But yeah, basically during the Horus Heresy, as it's only recently been announced in some of the recent Horus Heresy books, if you haven't read them, I would recommend giving them a read. Even if you're not a big 40k fan, they are good thing to read. They are absolutely wonderfully well written. All the authors collaborate, so you don't generally get confused between stories, especially when they cross over characters.
Waypoint reached.
They are very well done, especially with so many authors being involved. It is a big series to get into, and it's nowhere near finished, and it probably won't be for the next couple of years, but it is definitely worth a read. Again, I'm sealing all the doors, mainly to force the enemy into choke points. But the Dark Angels, I keep getting distracted. The Dark Angels, the Lion was a dick, basically. The Lion didn't show anyone, was trying not to show anyone favour. So when his adoptive father, Luther, disobeyed his orders, he basically told Luther, go to Caliban. You're going to be in charge of recruitment. I trust you can get that done. You'll be in charge of getting the new recruits on board. Oh, this is interesting. Norn's ghost. Okay, so they were suggesting to eliminate psychers they'd picked up on their trip. Does this mean these gene stealers are going to be really powerfully psychic when we do finally get to meet the big fellas? Because that's going to be fun. Now the gene stealers can bust through these smaller doors, but like I said, it does slow them down. They can't do as effectively as we can. So Luther went back to Caliban, and it turns out Caliban has a bit of an issue with... turns out Caliban at some point may have been in a warp storm, so a lot of its life is actually corrupted by the warp. Which nowadays would result in worlds being purged, but at the time they sort of needed it, and it was a Primarch's home world. So for various reasons, people were sent back to Caliban. They either displeased the Lion in some way. It was basically a form of exile. It wasn't unusual. Some other legions partook in exile sort of missions. Some legions even had units dedicated, like the Iron Hands Medusas. If you were a Medusa, if you were a Gorgon, not a Medusa, if you were a Gorgon in the Iron Hands, it basically meant you failed the Primarch in such a way that you just took suicide. Oh, nearly missed that. What is that? Is a brain in a jar. Why is there a brain in a jar? Why did you let that get so close? You do not want to be in the choke point. Heal Brachio, please, and then heal yourself. So basically, Caliban was the Lion's version of that. He didn't want to kill anyone. He just wanted them out of the way, and he would eventually call them back. But when Luther got sent, the Horus Heresy kicked off. Luther is often regarded to as a traitor. They believe he was corrupted by chaos, but in the recent books it's been discovered he wasn't really corrupted by chaos. Some of his staff members were, some of his closest circle were, but Caliban wasn't happy with how it had been changed by the Imperium. So it rebelled. It didn't fight for either side. Caliban had over 30,000 Dark Angels, all born on Caliban, no Terran born, who, when the Lion asked them for reinforcements, didn't appear. And the reason for that was Caliban became an isolationist nation. The planet itself was willing to defend itself with a force that would have made most legions think twice about attacking it. And the Fallen are basically those Dark Angels. They are the Dark Angels who... Okay, we'll go up this way. If we can get through here, we should be directly on top of the beacon. I think a lot of our blocking off pathways has been limiting the enemy contact with us, which I don't mind one bit. So yeah, the Dark Angels weren't exactly traitors, they just wanted to stay isolationist. In the Imperium, that was tantamount to heresy. It was a case of, oh, you want to do that? Well, guess what? You're a member of the Imperium, you don't get to do that. But with over 30,000 Dark Angels on the planet, it was a case of, well, we get to do that. Why? Because if you disagree with us, good luck invading us, you need a legion, and oh, look at that, there's a civil war going on. So the Dark Angels on Caliban didn't answer for Horus or for the Emperor. They remained a genuinely neutral faction who were looking after their own. Oh, not though. Good to know. And this is a small door, so we're going to have to take it off. So the Fallen that you want, some of them didn't know any better, some of them were complicit in the rebellion, but the vast majority of the time they were just an isolationist state. And during the war, basically, Caliban exploded because the warp rift that was present basically devoured the planet. It's a case of if you want to travel in 40k universe, you have two choices. You either, like the Tau, you construct a massive gravitic drive that slingshots you through space, means you can't go any major distance, but you can. Actually, let's try Inferno out. That seems to work quite well. You deal with that. I want to see what's in here. It's just Geosealers. Well, of course it's just Geosealers. Oh, will you sort of? No, I can't teleport inside that now. Oh, do I only get to teleport inside human-sized creatures or below? Heal me, please. I did a stupid thing. Oh, that's good. Oh, great. Miraculous. Oh, get this, and then I suppose I'll just side it. Minor relic. Let's take a couple of them with us, shall we, before we Cygate out, actually. Didn't want to, but with Barachial down, we're sort of limited on our options. Have an Inferno. That appears to instigate anything it touches. Right, Cygate. Yeah, the Dark Angels, not all of them were traitors, but quite a few of them weren't exactly good people. They're remaining neutral. It's been recently revealed for sort of the wrong reasons. Some of them genuinely wanted to remain neutral, some just were like, nah, fuck it, we've been sent here by the Lion. Didn't help that the Emperor, when he was making the legions, tended to, well, he didn't exactly resolve a lot of things peacefully, let's put it that way, but then again, sort of a product of the time. Let's have a look at that relic we found. We found a brain in a jar, didn't we? We can also see how many we've missed. Okay, 2 so far. Lamp of the Blind King. It's a brain in a jar. And I'm sorry, that's just weird even for 40k. I mean, if it's supposed to be a lamp, there's easier things to do. Just get some double D batteries and, you know, an actual lamp. Beacons in here. Follow me, brothers. Let's find out what this is all about. No doubt there'll be a relic in here. Hello. That's Cataphract plate. Magon doesn't look like he's stayed a bit imperial. Yeah, looking at that knee pad, I don't think he has.
During the Age of Heresy. 10,000.
To be honest, Belial, they're probably all dead.
This confirms our suspicions. We must discover the fate of Caliban's will
Right,
and that of its crew. Brother,
let's learn. Yeah, especially with that face, I think he's dead. Oh, wait, what? Okay, this is new. Floating blood bits. Okay, what are you? I mean, if this is what I think it is...
I saw a strange place. Somewhere aboard the Caliban's will, and within, an artifact. It is this prize that brought us here, connected to the omens of future disaster. Shade of the Lion.
Tends to happen quite a lot to Space Marine chapters. There's only ever supposed to be 1,000 of them, and a lot of them do just get wiped out.
Suspend all current operations.
Okay, so where do we go then?
The new priority is to secure the Caliban's will and
just
to
in case
secure
there's,
this artifact.
Of course they are. I want to come rushing this way, they're in for a surprise.
My mental scan has awakened a dormant gene stealer.
Well, looks like we're doing what Luke here do best, boys. We're purging today.
Before they assemble sufficient strength.
Yeah, you could argue that the Dark Angels are more of the prevalent gene stealer hunters of the galaxy. They're one of the prevalent anti-Tyranid chapters. With the exception of maybe the Sides of the Emperor and the Death Watch. Where do we have to go? Oh goody, into the massive big hall. Let's go this way, because I'm sure there's secrets here.
Waypoint reached.
But still, we're going to close all the bridges behind us, because there's spawn points in here. Granted, we're going to have to move through the spawn points, but hopefully they'll be coming at us in small enough numbers that they won't be too hard to deal with. I know we're missing out on a lot of the relics, but at the same time, there's... honestly, unless you know where they are, I'm not going to have a lot of just, you know, exploring. I'm going to try to explore a little, but I think a lot of it will end up with you taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Because, as I said before, the side gates are limited. Right, lads, here we go. Good news, everybody! The Imperium has come, and we're here to purge. Like that. But I am going to keep an eye out for... I'm going to keep an ear out for whispers. If I hear whispers, I'll obviously make a concerted effort to actually find what's making them. That was a missile launcher. Good shot, Nathaniel. This blocked. Oh, whoa, no, no, defend. Let me deal with this. Let's destroy that. Please don't get killed. Oh, he didn't get killed. Okay, that's what I mean. Like, that's one of the times you can take advantage of the whole, oh, by the way, the game pauses as soon as you enter the map.
I am in place. In position.
However, I think Brachial does need to heal a little. Yep, there we go. Secrets. Secrets within secrets. Hello. Weren't expecting us this way, were you? Surprise! Ow, that was a missile launcher. Where was that warning for the load of missiles? Okay, let's deal with you. I mean, we are supposed to be purging, aren't we? No idea what these do, but I'd rather not find out. Where are we? Oh, we're here. The collapsed area back there and waste handling. Okay, good. Well, dissection room. Yeah. Let's just say people aren't exactly treated the best in the 40k universe. I mean, they weren't exactly treated the best by the Emperor, but he did still have limits on what he'd actually do. Right, let's head through here. think that's sufficiently purged, don't you? Right, move through above us. We'll shut this door behind us. Like I say, a lot of it is literally just to deal with the enemies a lot easier. Also, it helps that the AI also seems to go to the gamer school of regularly reload your weaponry. Lest you be sorry if you get ambushed. I think it's gonna soon be time for the purging. Whoa, what the? That's a plasma turret. That's a new. Ow, ow. Oh, did I miss a launcher? I mean, I didn't want to use my. I can't shut this door. Why can't I? Probably because there's no spawn points in here, actually. Right, Nathaniel. Nahum. Why have I been calling you Nathaniel for so long? Okay, I'm not in range of those turrets. I don't think I want to be, honestly. Well, here they come. Time to start the purge. What was that gene stealer doing there? It just looked like he stood in front of the fire and I'm a gene stealer. Okay, there's a fair few of them actually. Oh goody. Gotta love those bioplasma. Guys, help. Nope. Oh, that was far too close. God, I've got to have eyes in the back of my head here. Problem is, the ones that haven't got bioplasma but have these growths on them, you think they are bioplasma, so you do get a bit like, what? If we keep moving, that should stretch them out a little. Why are they prioritising me? Probably better than not prioritising Nahum, but still. I don't think... Oh no. I mean, you could argue that the Ultramarines are gene stealer Tyranid specialists, but at the same time, I don't think they've engaged the Tyranids as much as the Deathwing. They're definitely focusing on the Tyranids well before the Ultramarines were invaded at the crowd. Just destroying those turrets! Heal me, heal me, heal me. Help, help, help. A lot of bioplasma sticks slowly around me. Nope, you do not get a jump trap. And you die. Okay, there's a fair few of these fellas. Heal up Brachial, please, before the idiot gets himself killed. You just die, please. We can destroy this one. We must have. Okay. That was just rude.
They are overwhelming us.
That's the point. We're supposed to make them countable. As we wipe them out. Am I supposed to be doing something?
We are the angels of death.
In a minute, all I'm doing is purging. Whilst this is a fun and wonderful time for Space Marine, it's one of the things he loves best. Surely we should have an objective. Or are you telling me the Gene Stealers are somehow hiding inside that? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but... Okay, it would surprise me, but... Okay, there we go. Purging complete. Woo! Redemption. Ooh, what's that? It's at home. Wait a minute. How many did we kill? You're not giving me total kills here. Anyway, I hope the Emperor protects you on your way, procrastinators. That was Deathwing, Chapter 3 start. hopefully I'll see you in the next one, and until then, may your shade guard the lion. I'll see you next time, procrastinators. Goodbye.